This is CPL 220 allowable pleas. Indictment charge. If the indictment charge is an A felony for drugs or the attempt to commit an A felony for drugs, the plea must be or must include a B felony. If it's a B felony for drugs, plea must be a D felony. Any B felony other than drugs or a B violent has to be to any felony. An A felony not drugs, which is what 220 means, or B violent armed felony must be a C violent felony. A B or C violent felony must be a D violent felony. A D violent felony of criminal possession of a weapon in the third degree, and the defendant also has not been previously convicted of any A misdemeanor in the last 5 years, the plea must include an E felony of attempted possession of a weapon in the third degree, or an A misdemeanor of criminal possession of a weapon in the fourth degree. A D violent criminal possession of a weapon in the third degree must be an E felony. Any felony not an A or B for drugs, or a B or C violent felony, and the defendant is a predicate felony offender, it's to any felony. An E felony aggravated harassment of an employee by an inmate must be an E felony. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the allowable pleas in a different order, in the order of B, C, D, and E. So an A felony for drugs, or the attempt of an A felony for drugs, would be a B felony. And that's the only one that the plea must be a B felony. Okay. An A felony charge, not drugs or a B violent armed felony, must be a C violent felony. Okay? So that's the only one for a C felony. So it's one B felony, one C felony so far. A B felony for drugs must be a D felony. A B or C violent felony must be a D violent felony. So it's 2 for D felonies. Please. A D violent criminal possession of a weapon in the third degree, the plea must be an E felony. And the E felony of aggravated harassment of an employee by an inmate must be an E felony. So those are the only 2 that are just E felonies. Now, if the D violent felony of criminal possession of a weapon in the third degree, which is also the one I just said, if the person also has not previously been convicted of an A misdemeanor within the last 5 years, then the plea of guilty must be or must include, because that's what the statute's been saying, E felony of attempted possession of a weapon in the third degree, or an A misdemeanor of criminal possession of a weapon in the fourth degree. That is the only time that an allowable plea of guilty includes a misdemeanor. Everything else is a felony. Okay? Now we have, okay, so that's 2 for a regular felony and 2 for an E felony and 1 that has an E felony or a misdemeanor, an A misdemeanor. Okay? And then we have any B felony other than drugs or B violent is to any felony, and any felony not A or B for drugs or B, C violent felony, and they're a predicate felony offender, it's to any felony. And I can't turn this around? Oh, I guess not.